Hello, my name is Seray Ibrahim, and today I'm presenting our paper, which is titled Understanding the Situated Practices of School Technology Leaders in the Early Stages of Educational Technology Adoption. I'm presenting on behalf of myself and my co-authors Mina Vasalou and Laura Benton. We're based at the IOE, UCL's Faculty of Education and Society. Prior research has shown that whole school technology initiatives require leadership, coordination and collaboration at an institutional level, and often this happens through a designated school technology leader. Technology leaders are champions of the technology who are responsible for motivating and supporting teaching staff in the process of adopting new educational technologies in the classroom. Different school settings can have their own ways of enacting leadership processes, and it's not always clear how leadership practices are shaped within specific school settings, their operational structures, and the social relationships developing between the technology leader and the teaching team. It's also not clear how these factors impact on the success of educational technology adoption. In our paper, we contribute to empirical research on educational technology adoption by illustrating 4 diverse cases of how technology leaders coordinated this process. We present a systematic methodological approach for investigating school-based technology adoption by focusing on situated action, and we propose recommendations for HCI researchers who are interested in supporting technology leaders through this process. Before talking about the study, I'll briefly describe the Navigo game, which is an educational technology that was developed as part of an innovation project that was funded by the European Union Horizon 2020 programme. The Navigo game covers the first 4 years of the primary literacy curriculum. It's aimed at children aged 5 to 8 and at older children aged 8 to 11 with reading difficulties. Navigo has an Egyptian-inspired narrative, and the child is tasked to find their grandma by exploring a pyramid with their avatar. Entering the pyramid activates a series of game activities through which they progress towards this goal. Navigo contains over 900 game activities that cover a range of literacy skills, and schools that signed up to use Navigo received a set of new Android tablets with the game installed and received a 2-hour teacher training session with the participating teachers in school. We took a multiple case studies approach involving 4 schools with multiple teachers using Navigo across different classes and coordinated by a technology leader. Our research question asked what are the processes that technology leaders engage in and how do these support or hinder technology use? Our sub-questions explored the concerns and practices of school technology leaders when introducing educational technologies in the classroom. We've named the 4 schools Blue, Orange, Silver and Yellow schools. Some things to note: they are all inner city primary schools. In Blue, Silver and Yellow school, the technology leader was a classroom teacher and was also the school literacy lead specialist. And in Yellow school, the technology leader didn't hold a role on the school middle or senior leadership team, unlike in the other 3 schools. We held semi-structured interviews with technology leaders and also recorded field notes and gameplay usage data from the technology to help us to develop a credible account of what was happening in each school, and we used thematic analysis to analyse the data. Our findings generated 3 main themes that characterise technology leader concerns and actions, and these were technology leader challenges with resource and time management, teacher agency in divisions of labour, and communication and monitoring strategies. I'll now describe each of these. Schools were given 30 to 60 tablets to ensure the smooth running of the Navigo game. In the early stages, this meant that technology leaders were predominantly concerned with setting up the charging and storage solutions and resolving practical issues around this. In all 4 schools, they opted to set up their tablets in a lockable space away from the classrooms. But this had its own challenges, and at Silver it meant that teachers didn't always have immediate access to the tablets when they were needed in class. For Yellow, the challenges related to keeping the tablets charged, and the leader explains over time they did just die out and then they never really got charged again, and that's the reason why people weren't using them. On the theme of teacher agency and divisions of labour, we observed a hierarchical leadership model in 3 out of the 4 schools, where the school senior leadership team was responsible for key decision making, which also encompassed the use of the new educational technology. When it came to identifying teachers to involve in the new technology initiative, the 4 schools handled this differently. The technology leaders at Silver and Yellow both pre-designated teachers who would be involved in using Navigo in class, but at Silver this became problematic as teaching assistants who were tasked with running group sessions had little to say on sharing their views about the technology use. In contrast, at Orange School, the technology leader took a different approach and opted to approach staff who would be more likely to engage owing to their experiences or interest in using educational technologies in the classroom. On the theme of communication and monitoring, our analysis showed that technology leaders often acknowledged the importance of setting up effective communication channels with teaching staff and helping them to establish a shared understanding of the school's vision for using the technologies. At Blue and Orange, where the Navigo game was introduced at a smaller scale across 2 or 3 classes, technology leaders could manage communication and monitoring more successfully through informal communication opportunities. I'll now highlight some of the challenges and recommendations that we identified, and a fuller description of these is available within our paper. So within the need for recognising tasks and distributing the workload as a team, some of the challenges that technology leaders faced was problem solving and establishing solutions for tablet management. Our findings highlighted opportunities for supporting leaders to reflect on practical steps for downscaling or adapting charging and storage solutions for specific classes. Considering ways of identifying when and how to involve teachers, schools face challenges in finding opportune moments for introducing the technology in the school year. One way of supporting this is to encourage schools to introduce the technologies early on in the school year, when other extracurricular activities are not happening which might otherwise distract. And lastly, under the heading of communication and monitoring strategies that are in line with the scale of the implementation, we reflect on the challenges of collectively monitoring the material aspects of the technology and its uses. And our findings identified that it's important to understand about the existing school communication channels in advance and encourage technology leaders to consider how sufficient these channels are for supporting the scaling up of the use of the technology. A more detailed account of each of these is available in our paper. Thank you for your attention, and I look forward to your questions.